Today on episode 153 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, our campus tour, NFL Week 14 pick show, and a TCF top 3 of ice cream flavors. Let's roll. Hello and welcome back to Typical Chicago Fans. It is episode 153, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook and Instagram. Give those pages a like as well. If you like our content and want to see it in video form, it is on YouTube. Just type in Typical Chicago Fans. Hit the red subscribe button for all of our content there. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there as well, whether it's Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, wherever you get it, Apple Podcasts, we are there. If you can leave a review, 5 stars, whatever you can do, show the boys some love. You can find me on Twitter at BoomyTCF, and make sure you join the gentleman that I am with tonight. That is Zach at ZLiliaTCF, and of course, Maddie at schools_01. Boys, little bit of a hiatus. Life's been a little crazy lately, but we are back, and I'll be honest, I can't complain too much. We are feeling like fall weather in the middle of December, and I love it.
It's still pretty cold, but no snow.
Fall. It's not fall. I need 50. I want 50. 50 is the magic number.
I can't complain about 40 though. I'm not gonna sit here and complain about 40.
It's been
in December.
Cold.
It is, but it could be a hell of a lot worse. Got to look at the glass half full, boys.
I guess you can always say that.
Then I guess I can't complain. I don't work outside, so I guess that's not.
My street is covered in Christmas lights, and it's awesome. Like, our street looks really cool when you come down it, and it needs snow though. Like, it needs that reflection. So we're already at that point where it's 30, 25 at night, 20. If we're already gonna hit this, then just give me snow at least, because
I hate
this gray grass, fucking dead leaves everywhere, and just nasty looking street. Because it's just like, just give me something decent to look at for a couple hours. That's all.
I can do without.
I don't need feet of snow. I just need a little bit.
A dusting anyway.
Just something to cover the grass, cover the shit up. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That is fair. I'll give you that one, Maddie. Let's go ahead and jump into it. As always, we've got sinkers and floaters. And my sinker this week is the transfer portal. And I don't know how much you guys have been following it. And I don't feel one way or the other about it. But it is on pace to absolutely destroy the previous record numbers of people in the transfer portal, which was last year. And I believe, I wish we had our guy Bobby Wilson on here, but there was 3,200 athletes in the transfer portal last year. And this year is expected to blow that number away, obviously, with the eligibility, the immediate eligibility of players being, available to play wherever. It's just, I feel like we've just been growing and growing every year. And now it's, with the NIL and all that stuff, it's just getting crazier and crazier. I tried to follow it the last couple of years, who's going where. And now it just feels like you no matter how hard you try, you're not going to be able to keep up with who's going where.
Yeah, I'd say wait until the first week of the season, and then you kind of figure it out, because you never know.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like quarterbacks are the key. So you follow them like that. If you follow where like the decent, talented quarterbacks are going, that's probably like going to be the teams that are going to be decent next year. You know what I mean? And like, let's see, are we 2 or 3 years off from the expanded playoff? Are we 3 years off?
I think it's 24, isn't it?
Okay? That changes things. So that's only 2 years off. I think with the playoffs and the expansion there might curb a little bit, at least from the high end teams. Because I think people are gonna still want to win championships too, because that's gonna help their brand as much as anything. Like from the NIL side of things. So I just figure if you can get something to keep people out of school for more than a year or two, I think is a good thing. And I think having the ability to win a national title is going to keep more people there. Hopefully, maybe.
Well, it's like guys like was it JT Daniels that is transferring to his 4th school in 4 years? It's just stories like that. It just makes it impossible to follow. Yeah, exactly.
Benson Bennett.
No, Stetson Bennett's at Georgia.
I know, but how old is he?
Oh, yeah, he's like 25.
25. Yeah, he's redshirted twice. I think.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
My
Plus
sinker
the COVID year. The COVID year did throw.
The COVID year did screw a lot of things up. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just crazy to think that he is like 6 years older than some of those kids.
Yeah.
My sinker is watching a 0-0 soccer game. That is unbelievable. I mean, it's exciting, but what's the point at the end of it? I played soccer. I don't mind watching soccer, but I understand it's like still this group play, but they should still have to have a winner.
I agree. I've always said that. And like that was actually part of the reason I started getting into hockey was when hockey in 2005, after the lockout, got rid of ties. I started watching a lot more hockey. I hate ties. I think they're so stupid.
What they used to do in the MLS when they first started, they would do like a run up.
Yeah. The run up from half.
The goalie could like come out at the player. It's like that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, anything like I especially 0-0 ties. That's even worse than a 2-2 tie.
Everyone was like the USA England game was so awesome. It's like, really, was it?
No, it would have been awesome. We would have scored a goal.
Yeah, somebody would have scored a goal. Or penalty kicks, like even if it's just quick penalty kicks.
I'm definitely hooked on it though. I'm not gonna lie. It's perfect for me because I'm a fucking meathead that like just needs his little crack like every 4 years, and this is perfect, especially like the time frame in the morning. Like working from home, I'll just throw it on in the background behind me, and it's I got a game on at 9 and then a game on at 1, so it's kind of like a good like soundtrack for the afternoon and the mid morning, I guess, while I was working from home. So I kind of like that into things, and I don't know. There's some pretty ridiculous skill that goes on. Like I've been from my dumbass, eye watching it. You can see some things that are like pretty impressive. So like, I don't need it every weekend. I can tell you that. But every 4 years thing I can get behind.
But for a gambler too, it's kind of interesting with the draw as an option too.
Yeah, I like how now in the elimination round you can just bet like the team to go through, and that's kind of where I like to. Morocco, baby. That was a big one the other day.
Did you see somebody put a bunch of money on them to get to the quarterfinals?
It's a good hit. That's for sure. I think they were plus 1,000 to even make the quarters.
They had to beat Spain, so
right.
That's pretty unbelievable. But that's what the knockout rounds are fun for, though.
Yeah, for sure. My sinker, I'm going to stick to the season, and it's going to be the Christmas season. That's shopping. I'm very, very behind. We're very behind as a family. We've got a notes app, like with a spreadsheet notes app. You know how you can do the grids on there? Zach would know. Boomy doesn't because he doesn't have an iPhone.
Well, I got a notes app.
But not a real one.
No, like a better one.
No, it's like it's
you meathead buffoons.
Yeah. So, but it's great because like we can I'll just we can both add whatever we need to it and stuff, and nothing's getting added right now. So it's very like stressful. Come to find out, like all of our family parties are going to be next weekend now, like the weekend and before Christmas and Christmas Eve, just because like so many people are going places. My sister's in town next weekend, so it's like, all right, let's try to get together while she's in town. So it just, it's all coming to a head, and I've just lost a week too, so I'm a little freaking out. But that's mine. Christmas shopping, sick and close to home tonight.
I'm with you, Maddie. I barely started mine, and
it's brutal.
The clock is ticking.
It's brutal. You don't ever know what to get. Like it's like you just get a bottle of booze, you get a bottle of wine. Like at some point, you just want to get something different. There's nothing different, and
at some point, you're just like buying for the sake of buying. Like then I'm
right.
Like, what are we?
Well, I'm pretty much done because what I do is I go, tell me what you want, and I'll buy it.
Yeah, I shout out to my nieces, my brothers, daughters. They sent their own Google Doc with links to everything on Amazon or whatever store website, or they gave me the size of everything.
Where they go through
shout out to them.
Yeah, they pick stuff out and just like, well, here's the list for this nephew. Here's the list for the other nephew. It's like, well, that's pretty easy.
Right.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, like gift cards, and that's fine. At least you might probably use it,
And I think going to the store and buying stuff is overrated.
Yeah, agreed. Spending money's overrated. Shit's expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't like crowds of people that much. I like crowds of people at like sporting events, but at Walmart or Kohl's, hard pass. I'll move into my floater, and my floater is basketball, and more specifically, high school and college hoops up and running. We had the Thanksgiving tournaments last week. As you guys probably know, I'm a diehard high school basketball aficionado, and college hoops is my favorite. And also, for those, I probably talked about it on here, I coach high school basketball, when this comes out on Friday, tonight, I actually get to coach my first ever home game as a varsity basketball coach. And the opposing coach is my little brother, Trey, that we've had. He's been on the show a couple times.
Is he also coaching his first game, or is this like not his first game?
Not his first one. They played in the Thanksgiving tournament as well. And I think they've had a couple regular season games too. But it's our 7th game of the year. It'll be our first home game for my squad. So it kind of cool. A couple big firsts, getting to coach our first home game, and then of course it's against my little brother who I've been playing basketball with and against since he could walk. Just growing up in a basketball family, we've been around it our whole lives, and now we get to face off in our first.
Especially it's like 5 minutes away from where you grew up.
Yeah, exactly. Like the barn that we played, how many hours of basketball in, that my dad built the basketball court in the second floor of our barn. And, it's 8 miles from there. So, no, it's super cool. I'm very, very excited. Obviously, I hope we come out with a win. I think we're well prepared, and, it's going to be fun though.
The question is, are you going to run it up if you get the chance?
No comment, but yeah. Of course.
That's awesome. I think it's like a movie type story. Like that's very, very cool that you get to coach against your brother. Your first home game, like you said. That'd be very cool. I wish I could make it. That's actually
it's one of those things that I feel like I obviously I'm having to approach it like it's any other game. We did our scouting report, we've done our prep the last 2 nights for it, but I feel like come like Saturday morning, I'm going to be like, damn, that was pretty special. Like that, this is definitely one, like you kind of know going in, like you're not going to forget this one, but like you're trying to remain as even keel and normal as possible. But I feel like Saturday morning, it'll probably all sit in and be like, damn, that's something not a lot of people get to do. So I'm very pumped and trying to, like I say, stay level, stay normal about it.
As the older brother, do you have, like any kind of mental edge, any intangible edge, do you think over him, in the off the court game?
Oh, I've been kind of brainstorming some different ways that I remember that pissed him off a lot when we were little. So
we know you're a legendary troll. So.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys know how, of much of a contrarian and troll I can be. So I've got a couple things in up my sleeve just in case we got to pull it out. So
the real question too is, Zach, who you rooting for?
It's a good game.
Good answer.
A great game.
Answer.
Does mom got the split jersey or anything?
There's a quote from me in the local paper. They did a cool write-up about it. Shout out to Kevin Hieronymus from the Bureau County Republican. And I jokingly said, he said, who's your mom, going to cheer for? And I said, if she wants her Christmas presents on time, I think she knows the answer to that. So, but no, I think we might have to work on getting a split jersey for mom for years in the future, because, we're both in the same conference and we're, 20 miles apart. So this will be the first of hopefully many. So we'll have to get mom the split jersey looking like, was it JJ Watt's mom or whatever?
Yeah.
Zach, are you going to the game?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. You got to sit front row, basically.
Ugly sweater night too, right?
Yep.
Perfect. That's awesome. Very, very cool story. Good luck to both you guys, man. I think that's awesome.
Appreciate it. I'm very excited.
Hoping for a great game. Take the over.
Middleman Zach over here.
My floater is heated steering wheels.
Oh,
this is the first time I've actually had one. Oh my goodness. Because nothing I hate more than my hands being cold. And it's amazing.
It is. You guys know I got like a new car to me. What was that, like a year and a half ago? And I got heated seats for the first time, and I thought that was the greatest invention. And I'm not gonna like sit here and say anything bad, but like
that's awesome too.
Heating steering wheel is like taking the next step. Like I had a loaner that had that on that, and it wasn't even that cold, but just like that drive in the morning, when it's a little more brisk, those hands get warmed up a lot faster. I'm a big fan, so I'm like already in the hunt for my next car to make sure it's got the heated steering wheel. I'm with you.
Unfortunately, my heated seats don't work, so
don't tell my wife that, because my wife has heated seats and the driver's side doesn't work, but the passenger side does, and she hates when we ride in the car in her car in the winter because I get the heated seat and she doesn't when she's driving. So
she should make you drive.
I think she's figured that out. That's kind of what it's become lately.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I like the cooled seat better.
I haven't got that far in. I drive an 18 Ford Focus. All right, we're pretty.
I don't have it on my car, but I've used it multiple times.
It's awesome.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's very nice. Boys, mine is something that I know Zach is heavily involved in, and it's an event I just partook in for the first time in a very long time, and that's bowling. We took my son bowling for the first. Maggie and I both had a she always has one day of the week off. I just happened to take the same day off. So we took Owen bowling after he got out of school in the afternoon. Place was dead empty, so it was nice. Boys, first time in years. First game 116, not great. Second game 131. I felt a lot better about a 131 in game 2 for I don't know. It's bare minimum 7 years since I've bowled.
Yeah, that's I bowl every Wednesday, and I'll take that all day.
The straight ball, though, it's not a sight to watch, but it's all I got at this point. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna risk.
My theory on bowling is I just throw it as hard as I can and aim for the front pin.
Hope for an explosion.
Yep, that's it. And if I clear 100, that's a good night for me.
It's nice too, like with some like those nice, like this was like it's not like one of the high end bowling alleys or anything. It's a nice bowling alley, but it's nothing special. But like the automatic bumper, so when it knows when Owen comes up, just pops them up for us. So it was perfect. It's nice,
That is pretty
around
sweet.
with anything with that. He was using the rack a lot too, the little dinosaur that you push the ball down.
Got to get him started somehow, right?
I think he just likes the noise and he likes the ball crashing and blowing shit up. I think so.
Damn, you had to go there because
I'm the way to go.
What's that, Zach?
I would always use bumpers if they let me. That's just
have you ever played 9-pin?
Yeah,
that seems fun. That seems like a little more my style. I like that, like the little freebie you get.
Mm-hmm. But with the bumpers, nothing's worse than a gutter ball.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It just trickles right at the end.
Yeah,
like that. Like there's about 4 feet or maybe 3 feet, like from the last edge of the bumper to the pins. Every now and then you'll clip it right there.
I have like 1 or 2 every night of bowling, and you have to make the walk of shame back. Like there's people watching you, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah, guys, just
great game. Great game though for boozing food.
Oh yeah,
having it's perfect. Get a game on, like most of them have like TVs throughout the place. It's pretty sweet.
Gotta love it. Well, let's speaking of sports there, Maddie, we'll jump into the TCF Sports Minute. Quick one here. Like we said, we haven't had a show in a couple weeks. USA Soccer gets out of the group stage, ends up falling in the knockout round, gets beat pretty badly by the Netherlands last weekend. But guys like Pulisic had his, legend moment with the goal against Qatar to put the USA up 1, and to get to the knockout stage after. Oh yeah, not Qatar. You're right. Iran, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But to come from a team that didn't even make the World Cup 4 years ago to getting to the knockout stage, to tying England. Obviously the tie to Wales. You wish you could go back on that one, but and we have talked, Maddie, you talked about it. Like, it's just been fun, to see the U.S. in it and have a reason to watch. And I don't know about you guys, but I think you hear it all the time, right? The future of U.S. soccer. But I mean, there's some really talented guys out there. And obviously, I don't think we're ever going to be, on the same plane as like France and, Brazil and stuff like that. But like to be in the World Cup every time and get yourself to a quarterfinal or a semifinal, it's just been fun to watch. I don't know how you guys have felt about all this.
It's fun to watch. All these guys will be kind of in their prime in 4 years, so it'll be exciting to see what they can do. The future is bright, but you would like to maybe get past the round of 16, but I guess as a fan, you have to be happy that you even made it to the knockout round. But I guess at some point you gotta make a little bit of a run.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was fun to watch. The thing my untrained soccer eye, it does seem like they are it's a young squad based on the roster makeup, based on what all the experts and the Twitter geniuses all say about the roster itself. So it's kind of cool to see like be a part of the come up, like that early stage of the rebuild when you're on your way up is always, I think the climb is a fun part. Like that was a fun part of the Cubs, like the 15 season, I could make an argument was in a lot of ways more fun than the 16 year, just because it was like
unexpected,
didn't quite expect it. It's like kind of new. It's, a bunch of guys that you didn't really think quite were there yet. So seeing some positive signs from a lot of those guys, like you said, Pulisic kind of made it. That I think I texted you guys that exact thing, or I texted somebody that when he scored his goal, that was his I'm fucking here moment, and that was at least from a U.S. soccer
line for that ball.
From a U.S. soccer standpoint, that's the kind of thing where you're gonna get a lot of fans to garner support for you, where you're scoring a goal, and taking a shot to the pills like he did. Impressive, especially for a young kid. And, a lot of those guys are in their early 20s. So it's like you really expect that when it comes back to, North America in 4 years, where it's going to be split between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, the home field maybe hopefully kind of helps a little bit too.
Definitely. It's been a pretty fun couple of weeks. And like you said earlier, Maddie, you throw the game on, whatever game it is, whoever's playing, it's been a perfect little background in the morning. So let's go ahead and move on. The Bears sitting at 3-10. You guys might not think so, but from an outside looking in, that was the perfect tank loss. I know you don't like losing to Green Bay, but at the end of the day, that was perfect. And I think that you're in the game, you're up at halftime, and then, you lose it in the second half. And then come after all is said and done, you're at the, you got the number 2 draft pick. And if you'd have won that game, you'd probably be sitting anywhere from 7 to 9 right now.
I think it was the 9th pick is what we would have been at if we would have won the game.
Yeah. So like from an outsider's perspective, that was damn near the perfect loss. I don't know what you guys think. I know you're probably feeling different about, the loss.
Fields, he has a special talent right now that he knows when we need to lose the game.
I think Luke Getsy's in on it.
Yeah, you never know, but he's playing well. He had that touchdown. You always want to beat the Packers, but you want the draft pick for hopefully, trade it away or whatever you're going to do with it. But you still want to beat the Packers whenever you can, especially when you have the lead. You felt good about it, but at least we can say, oh, we lost. No big deal. We don't care.
It's a nice little card to have in your back pocket. Like after, you of course you're pissed off about a loss, but then you're like, it's okay. Like, that draft pick will be
game
nice.
Anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And you get the bye week this week, get, these guys a chance. I mean, the defense, I think we're all pretty well aware, is just, not good. But, it gives these guys a chance to, Group,
Speaking of
regroup.
that, did you guys see that Robert Quinn was a healthy scratch?
You don't see that a lot in the NFL.
I just don't think that he was able to do what they wanted him to do, and the Bears, or maybe he was hurt. I just know he's inactive now. But what do we get, a 4th round pick for him?
Anything is good when he's not playing. Maddie, how do you feel about this? You okay with the loss on Sunday?
I'd rather it have been a different team. A loss doesn't hurt in that sense because I think it's well documented. My only thing about it though is the NFL is like kind of where it doesn't necessarily like you're in the top 15, you're going to usually get a pick of a potentially franchise changing player. Aaron Donald was picked at 12. Those kind of the guys are going to Micah Parsons was 7 or 8, I think. So it's not like you have to be 1 or 2 to get the only guy that's going to be worth a shit. So there is, I think, a little bit of leeway in the NFL where if you're in the first round, generally speaking, you're going to get a good player. That said, being up higher is better for, maybe trade down value, that kind of stuff too, where they can maybe recoup a couple extra picks, get some more talent on the roster, I think is another, option. So being up higher in the draft is good. That said, I hate that fucking team and I hate that quarterback a lot. And it's really, I really wanted to beat him. And I thought Fields played well enough and did everything he could to do it. And I think at some point, Green Bay fans will admit there is a little bit of like, oh, fuck, that guy's going to be really good for a while, it looks like. So
I'm not quite there yet, but I'm definitely trending in that topic.
There's some oh shit factor coming.
Yeah, 100%.
He snaps off those runs where it's like the blink of an eye, you think you got him sacked, and now he just took it 65 to the house. And like that guy's getting clocked like as the fastest player in the league when he gets.
Yeah, he's hit over 20 miles an hour.
It's not
crazy.
This isn't Michael Vick. This is like faster than Michael Vick.
Yeah,
that's what's bananas.
Yeah, no, you're onto something there. It's not like I never felt this way about Mitch Trubisky. I never once felt that.
Right.
No,
or the fucking run the gamut for the last 30 years.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but hey, 2 things. First, Robert Quinn, IR with his knee, so not a healthy scratch. And
Roquan's been very good for the Ravens. They seem to like him a lot.
Did I say Roquan?
No, Robert Quinn. You said Robert Quinn. I was chiming in on the other big trade they made.
And then I know we're talking about the Bears, but Baker Mayfield just gets released from his team, comes and plays a Thursday night football game for the Rams and is leading them down the field for who knows if they're going to win the game, but this makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
he
had like 36 hours to learn the playbook.
They sent it to him. He just threw the game-winning touchdown.
Oh my God. What a throw, dude.
To Alshon Jeffrey. Was that
Van Jefferson?
Oh,
Van Jefferson.
Is Alshon Jeffrey out for the season?
Throw. Oh my God.
You mean Alshon Jeffrey? Who
I'm talking about
you talking about Allen Robinson?
Yeah.
Yes, he's out for the year.
That's what I thought. Wow.
Baker fucking Mayfield.
Can you believe that? It makes no sense.
How good does that have to be for your confidence?
This dude got cut from the Panthers.
Yeah.
This dude just became a laughing stock. He was cut from the Browns. I mean, they didn't.
He got benched for a guy that came out of the XFL.
Dude, the Browns moved on for a guy that like sexually assaulted upwards of 30 women. Like,
yeah.
And he stunk this week.
He's been
awesome to see.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for Baker. That was a great throw.
Yeah.
Great throw.
Moving on in the TCF Sports Minute, the Bulls, they stink. 10-14, they're 10th in the East.
They don't stink. They don't stink. I wouldn't say they stink, but they're like mediocre. And that's going to do nothing in this East.
But when you're mediocre and the
I agree with
expectation
Boomy.
was
I think
that
they
you get
stink.
back to the playoffs.
No, I know, but I'm just saying they don't stink per se. They're still decent to watch.
They're borderline stinky.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with Patrick Williams. He just doesn't
He
seem like
stinks.
he's all there during the game. It makes no sense from what he was supposed to be. He played well at the beginning of the year last year before he got hurt. And then this year, it just seems like defense, offense, he just is in the wrong spots. I don't understand it. And then Zach LaVine, very average.
He looks uninterested out there.
He played pretty well.
I think him and
the other
Donovan
night.
are done. Him and Donovan
Yeah.
are not. I think those two are done with each other.
Well, unfortunately, for that situation, you got Zach LaVine for a while.
There's a good to fair chance Zach LaVine's going to get traded at the deadline.
You think so?
And we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, the value's got to be there too.
Yeah. I've heard, obviously,
Baker's headbutting again. He's headbutting helmets again.
Gotta love that guy.
You know what? It's okay to do it when you led when you're driving, not when somebody else did it.
Yeah. Hey, he's a team player, all right?
Really is.
But, all right, so Patrick Williams, he looks like he is just out there just jogging. Like, he can't score.
Yeah. No.
I don't get it. And I don't know if – it's obviously Lonzo Ball's still out. But, at the end of the day, you're not just a Lonzo Ball away from moving up from 12th to 4th in the East. There's something –
You got to go from 12th to, was it the 6th or 5th just to not have to be in the play-in tournament?
Yeah. And right now it's not there. It's not there. For Christ's sakes, about a month ago, DeMar had 45 and a loss.
Just not a lot of moves you can make either to make the team better.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This team's frustrating. Another frustrating team, the Blackhawks, but they were expected to be frustrating. 7-14-4. They are in last in the West.
Where they need to be.
I don't know.
It's where they need to be.
Yeah, you're just making your ping pong balls chances a little bit better. But Maddie, what do you got on this team? They're kind of the same way. You expect them to be bad, and then they're bad. They're hard to get upset about because you're expecting them to be bad, and you kind of want them to be bad at the end of the day. In this rebuild.
That's the goal. At this point, we want Connor Bedard. That's our hope. That's our prayer. That's our we need the lottery balls to fall our way, so we can get a franchise player that's young and can be there for a while because. It's it. This last year for Kane and Taves, they're obviously, the media is well into them, trying to debate if they're going to waive their no trade clause. Where will they go? So the run is coming to an end for them. If it doesn't end by a trade, that's going to be probably in the offseason when they don't re-sign. So not a lot of talent on this team. Like you said, they're trying to lose. I don't think they're trying to be a good team. I think it does seem like they're still playing for Luke Richardson. He seems to be probably has at least they have the coach maybe. So
did you see he got hit in the head with a puck?
Richardson did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the puck broke too. It was weird. The puck snapped in half.
But
no, I'm just joking.
Oh.
I love it.
For 1 second, I thought, geez.
That'd be
have you seen the guy? Have you seen him? The guy's a fucking statue. Let's not kid ourselves. He's he's the perfect 50-plus-year-old man. Look at the guy.
He looks like Patrick Sharp, kind of.
I know. It's wild, but more talent is needed, and youth, and there's some pieces. I think it's kind of cool to see Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves still show up every night. They're not.
See, that's what I would say.
Off, and they're not
a good time. If you ever wanted to go see Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane still in a jersey.
Absolutely.
Tickets aren't probably crazy.
No.
You still want to go see them play. It's probably the last chance you'll have to see them play in a Blackhawks uniform.
Yeah, it's like I said, time's winding down. It was a hell of a run for them and all that they did for the city of Chicago from a sports perspective. Three cups, and hey, this is the result a lot of times, unfortunately, when you have a run like that, is you turn into this kind of franchise and unfortunately a lot of other poor decisions made it a lot worse and compounded it, and that's why we really got kind of fallen to rock bottom for the Blackhawks. But that said, I do think Seth Jones, now that he's back and seemingly starting to get healthy again, it's nice to see. Like, I do think that guy's going to be at least a piece over the next few years while they hopefully keep getting better.
Absolutely. Last thing to hit here, MLB postseason. Sox pick up Clevenger, but Abreu signs with the Astros. I think everybody kind of saw Abreu obviously was not going to be coming back. But Clevenger is a pretty solid pickup, I think, right there. But at the end of the day, I mean, if that's going to be your only move, like, you got to do more. You got to do more. And I think White Sox fans acknowledge this.
There's not a lot of rumblings about them making other moves. The Cubs signed Jameson Taillon and Cody Bellinger, which is
Tyone.
Awesome. Oh, what did I say?
Talon is how it's spelled. It's pronounced Tyone.
Sorry. I'm a dumb.
You're good. Hey, he just signed, all right? We got plenty of time to get it right before opening day.
I see, not very smart. I just say things how it looks.
Hey, that's fair enough, man.
But I love the Cody Bellinger signing. I understand he hasn't played that well in the last 3 years, but he was 2019 MVP.
Low risk move.
It's a 1-year move. There's really, I guess there is, but there's no bad 1-year deal.
No, I don't think there is. I don't think literally.
He didn't take.
It's not our money. Let's not kid ourselves.
Boris pretty much said he wants 1 year and he wants to prove himself and hopefully get a bigger contract from it. But it's cool that he picked the Cubs to try and make that move. But we need some more moves, boys. We need something big.
That's kind of where I wanted to ask you guys so. The big one, obviously, Xander Bogaerts signs with the Padres, 11 years.
That's so long.
That is so long. That is an insane amount of time. If the Cubs don't end up with Dansby Swanson or Carlos Correa, is this still a win of an offseason?
I'd have to say no.
We've been saying this for months. You have to get one of those shortstops.
I want a Turner. I want to trade Turner. I would have given that guy I would have given him Aaron Judge money.
And I'm not saying that as I would love to have Nico Horner still as the shortstop. I mean, he's a great shortstop, but with all this anticipation and they were going to get one of the big names, if you get nothing, it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of on the same. I don't know where would you guys rather have Dansby Swanson or Carlos Correa?
I'd rather have Correa, but Swanson's fine, especially if you can get one of those guys, if not both, because it sounded like they were trying to target Bogaerts and Swanson together, which I think would have been really interesting. But I'd take either one, and especially if they're willing to spend the money, like it sounds like every writer's saying, and Boris said, go get fucking Carlos Rodon, go throw the money at him.
Yeah,
go build a pitching staff where Kyle Hendricks is your 5,
yeah,
Stroman's your 5. That all of a sudden becomes a really dangerous rotation.
100%. You don't be. I know we're excited because it's been a while since we've had a big name free agent, but it almost feels like you're just kind of dipping your toe in. And when you're doing this, you got to go all in, because if not, you're going to get passed up with all these other teams. I mean,
look at the Mets; they're going all in. They're spending as much money as it takes, and maybe it'll work out.
I mean, how about the Dodgers? I mean, Xander Bogaerts, Tatis, Machado. I mean, they're just that. I know it's been over a couple years, but holy cow! I mean, you talk about, that's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. You talk about going all in. I mean, the Phillies over the last couple of years with all their free agent pickups and trades and all that stuff.
They don't even have Tatis for the first 40 games.
Yeah. But I mean, and then he comes back and look what that lineup is. It's insane. It is insane. You gotta, both Chicago teams need to start making moves if they're going.
I don't know if you guys by chance saw this. I think maybe it was the first one, the MLB lottery.
Yeah. Yep.
I ended up watching that the other night. It was on MLB Network. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't hate it. The MLB draft is getting bigger and bigger.
Maybe 13th.
Yeah, it's on ESPN now.
Pirates got the number 1.
They seem to be up there quite a bit.
As bad as I thought the Cubs were, their record wasn't like.
Remember how hot they
horrible.
got in September? Not hot, but like they were playing meaningless games, but they were winning a lot of those against the Pirates and the Reds and stuff like that. But
still got good players on that team too.
Yeah,
it's not like
Wilson signs in St. Louis.
Oh, that hurt. Anywhere
that
else.
hurt.
But you know what? They deserve a good catcher for once, so good for them.
But now I have to hate him, so sorry, Wilson.
Yeah. But
I know it's a very good signing for them, to be honest.
That's a long time.
5 years for a 30-year-old catcher.
But you know what? He got the money he wanted. Good for him.
Yeah, and they're the Cardinals. They're going to be fine. So.
Jason Hayward signs with the Dodgers, minor league deal. He's going to be good for them. I just feel it.
Yeah. Anyone that goes – if he would have signed with, like, the, Rockies or, the Nationals, we could care less, but he's going to be good.
Fellas, the Phillies are going to be unbelievable.
That lineup is insane.
They're going to have Harper, Schwarber, Castellanos. Is Castellanos he's not a free agent, is he?
I don't think so.
And then Trey Turner. My goodness.
Yeah. That's
Trey Turner. Talking about a team spending some money. Look at the contracts they've doled out.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to see themselves playing a lot of baseball in October here.
I thought I heard that like the owner of the Phillies like
I know what you're going to say.
With like
the Black and Miles.
Yeah, Black and Miles.
Backwoods, I think.
Well, his family
sells them both.
His family started like they had like a tobacco company, and then like he pretty much just sold it. And
I think it was Black and Miles and Backwoods. It was both.
What?
Yeah. If you see like a Black or Mild or like a Backwood, that's the Phillies owner.
Think about everywhere you see those. That company's got to be worth billions.
Yeah.
Billions.
Yeah.
Billions.
So they're saying he's spending his money.
It's like Steve Cohen. When you have infinite money, might as well go have fun. Steve Cohen, this is like his toy project.
He's got the money.
Between guys like that, it's like a toy project where it's like, I got a fucking $1 billion. I can just piss away on this little thing and like play around with like it's a video game.
That's insane.
It's like franchise mode in the show. Like, what are we doing?
That's literally like the old
out blunts to the team,
right?
Yeah, that's insane. But before we move on, we have to give a shout out to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. They have the best coffee around that you are going to find. They work with our guys, Dom Frederick and Ian Happ, so you know it's good stuff. We got a gold glover that drinks their coffee. You know it's good quality coffee, all right? Those guys wouldn't promote bad coffee. We love it here at Typical Chicago Fans. So make sure you check out their website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on Twitter at Connect Roasters. Whatever you do, however you start your morning, if you're a coffee drinker, make sure you go and check out Connect Roasters Coffee. So shout out to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Boys, let's jump into it. We haven't touched on these topics in a while, so we're calling this campus tour. We're going to jump into some college football and some college hoops, starting off with college football. The Final Four has been announced. What do you guys think? Did they get it right? I think they did this time, and I don't hate it. I understand why some teams have a complaint. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, maybe Bama should be in because they're Bama, but they're not.
One tough one, I would say they most likely got it right. But the Ohio State one's tough just because they didn't even make the conference championship game. But neither did Alabama, so like they can't have that argument.
And had one more loss. That's the whole thing. Like it's not like Alabama had some sparkling resume where they beat a bunch of good teams. They really didn't. They beat the bottom half of the fucking SEC.
It's just nice not to have Clemson or Alabama in it too. It's nice.
New faces, new colors. You like to see that. I mean, so we get the 1 seed Georgia, obviously just running, havoc all over the SEC. And they'll play they'll play Ohio State in the Peach Bowl. I think that's going to be a good game. I still think Georgia's a better team, but I mean, Georgia, Ohio State in the semifinal, I'm all for that. And then the other semifinal, Michigan, TCU, Michigan the 2 seed, TCU the 3. What do you guys think? Who are we going to see in the national title?
I think it's going to be Georgia, TCU.
Georgia and Michigan?
Did I say TCU?
No, I didn't hear what you said.
I said Georgia, TCU.
Oh, okay. Maddie, who do you got?
I think it's going to be Michigan, Georgia, and I think Michigan's going to win. Really
That would be crazy.
It's not like I'm not like trying to like go against say Zach's crazy.
No, I hope you're right.
I think Max Duggan is like playing at a fucking level where it's like one of those guys that just like finds a way to make a special play and carry a team down the field in the last minute of the game every fucking week, and it's hard to say. Like you can't count that guy out against anybody right now. Michigan, it just feels like I don't know what it is, but it's like it's like the 40-year-old team at the Y League, dude.
Yeah,
it's like a bunch of old guys that just bang everything, and they're not really good. They're not like ultra talented. They've got some talent, but they're not like the best at anything. But they're really good everywhere. They control the ball. And they're really sound defensively. They don't make mistakes. They don't give up big plays. So I think that's the kind of team that can like kind of hang with Georgia because Georgia's very good, but Stetson Bennett, I think, takes advantage of good matchups as much as anything. And Michigan's not going to give those up. Michigan's not going to give up a lot of free runs down the field for those two tight ends. Just tear you up. And Michigan, I think, is like the one team that can kind of gunk it up. And Harbaugh's got big game experience. The guy's coached in Super Bowls. He's coached in the NFL for a while. It's not like he's going to be, he's going to know how to get his team ready. So I think he's a dangerous out this year. I think that team is kind of one of those, like, maybe they have it. So that's the only reason why I'm kind of like riding Michigan right now.
I'm always cheering for chaos. I want to see Michigan, Ohio State play for a national title.
I think Michigan would steamroll them too again.
I think they will too, but that's what I want to see.
I think that's Georgia would be obviously the way harder matchup for Michigan. I think they're kind of in Ohio State's head at the moment.
Yeah, two kind of, especially this year. I mean, just beat them.
If you're Michigan, though, you don't want to play them again because you just won the last one. I understand they maybe be the better team, but you just don't want to.
On the other side of the coin's fucking Georgia.
You don't want to play a team that you've already played.
Let's just put it this way: if Michigan's going to win the national title, they're going to earn it.
Yeah,
100%. 100%. Next week on the show, we're going to go through every bowl game. I think it
starts next Saturday.
Next Friday. Next Friday, we got 2. My plan is next week we're going to go through everyone rapid fire and just pick our winners. But there are, guys, I gotta just preface. There are some weird bowl game names, and they just keep getting weirder. My favorite one, the Jimmy Kimmel Los Angeles Bowl, presented by Stifel. That's insane. There's some other really good ones. Roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. That makes no sense.
Isn't Barstool having theirs finally this year?
Yeah, they had theirs canceled last year, so that's plan. That's the plan.
One team had to pull out.
Yeah, they had COVID, and then the other team pulled out and wouldn't play a different opponent there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Obviously, we've talked about these guys, but the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, they also host a basketball tournament. My favorite one, probably the Cheez-It Bowl. Gotta love Cheez-Its. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. And I think there was one other one. Illinois, that's the one. The one Illinois is playing in. The Relia Quest Bowl. Like, what is Relia Quest?
Play?
Mississippi State.
Yeah, that'd be fun for them to win that game.
Yeah, hell of a year for the Illini. And if I'm
not an SEC team.
Yeah. And I need to check this because I did just say Cheez-It, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's the Cheez-It Bowl, and then a couple days later there is the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. So Cheez-It is doing well enough they can be the title sponsor for 2 bowls.
Dude, it's a staple in our household.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm with you. My wife absolutely
they're
loves
3
them.
for 3.
It was crazy though. I went to go get some Cheez-Its from the gas station. There's so many different kinds now.
We always get white cheddar. It's white cheddar. We're a white cheddar house, dude. That's what it is.
I just go original, and it was like almost hard to find it.
The extra toasty, oh my God, those might be the best thing ever made.
You would.
Oh, they're so good. Little extra crunch. Moving on, college hoops. College hoops is in full swing. Obviously, here in the state of Illinois. Illinois with a huge win over the number 2 ranked team in the country in Texas. Was it yesterday in overtime? But we were kind of talking off air. Houston looks like an absolute wagon right now. And Matt, I think you called them junkyard dogs, and I think that's a great way to describe Houston. If you haven't caught the Houston Cougars yet, you need to check out one of their games because they are fun to watch.
I was watching the Ohio State game. They had the game winner. That was sick.
There's some really high-quality basketball teams right now. There are currently the top 5 teams are all undefeated. Maryland is still undefeated at 13. Auburn is undefeated at 11. I don't hope for good things for them because I hate Bruce Pearl. And Mississippi State is still undefeated at 8-0, coming in at 23 right now. But
what I love about college basketball is any night there's 1 or 2 games on somewhere. ESPN2.
You go to ESPN Plus, you can watch like a
Fox Sports 1 usually has a game on.
Oh, there's always something like I've got ESPN Plus on my Hulu subscription. Like the other day, I watched.
That's nuts, man. There's games everywhere.
Nuts. They have all the games on there.
It was like I think it was over Thanksgiving break, I want to say, and when I worked at NIU for the women's team, one of our players, she's an assistant coach at Central Michigan for the women's team there, and I watched them play Oakland at like 10 a.m. on a Thursday morning. I was like, ESPN Plus is the greatest thing ever invented. But obviously, notably, some names that are a little lower in the top 25. Maddie, your Tar Heels. What's the deal going on in Chapel Hill with the team that went to the NCAA championship last year?
Maybe a little bit of hangover. Maybe a little bit of not quite as good as the run during March was, but I'm not too worried yet. I think there's way too much talent to get too freaked out about it yet. Like Pete Nance has shown that he's got some ability to score. I think it's kind of like just a little bit awkward because like Brady Manick last year when he was towards the end of the year, he kind of just took his game to a new level. And I think Nance is like, he's got some talent. He's not quite doing what Manick did, and that's what helped propel that team in March. And February too. The Carolina started really playing well last year in February as much as anything. They struggled for most of last year too with a lot of the same roster. Caleb Love, as fucking good as he played in March last year, is like been not. It's like, dude, you just got to tone it down a little bit. You can't just fire up every shot you think you're gonna throw in every time you get down the floor. Shot selection's horrendous. RJ Davis just doesn't seem like he's quite hit that stride yet. So they're going to be – I can tell you nobody's going to want to play him in March. I can assure you of that.
And some other big-name programs that you're used to seeing in the top 10 that are a little bit lower. Duke coming in at 15th at 8-2. Kentucky Gonzaga at 16 at 6-2. Gonzaga 5-3 at 18. Right. And UCLA is at 19 at 7-2. Teams you're used to seeing. But like you said, Matt, same with Carolina. It's early, and obviously, rosters change so much now with transfer portal and everything. So,
but there's a thing too: is a lot of talent stayed in because of NIL money too. There's a lot of people. There wasn't the exodus of early entrance that you would typically always see. A lot of guys are sticking around for their junior year because they can make good money still playing college.
The opposite of college football.
Right. Yeah. Like, so there's a lot of guys that are still sticking around to get their degree, play some games, and still make a bunch of money too. So it's kind of the perfect storm for college basketball to be able to build on the game a little bit more again. Because that was what was great in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, up to the mid 90s before the boom of, freshmen basically playing one and dones. College basketball was great, dude. You had like teams that were just stacked with juniors and seniors, and so you got to know those guys. So it was a different game then. And so hopefully we can get a little bit more of that again.
100%, man. I think it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And obviously there's still talks about the NBA changing the 1-year rule. So we'll see what happens. So
one thing also, if you're looking for some entertainment, watch Brad Underwood on the sideline of an Illinois game. It is fun to watch.
He cares.
He cares. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, that guy has to burn like 800 calories a game.
Oh, yeah.
He like falls to the ground.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Absolutely. And before we move on, I don't know if you guys have seen it, if any of our listeners have seen it, but if you get a chance sometime this weekend, you need to Google what is going on with the New Mexico State men's basketball team. It is absurd. A player was involved in a murder, and a coach on the staff was involved in the covering up and the weapon use. Just go look it up. I know Jack Mack did a TikTok about it from Barstool. If you get a chance, go check it out because it is insane right now. I'll try and get a little bit more and cover it next week. But I saw a TikTok on it last night, and I don't have it grasped fully enough. But go look it up. New Mexico
I saw
State
there was something like he was getting set up.
Yeah, he got set up. Somebody got shot in the process and died. And then the cover up, like it's so multi-layered. It's just insane. So go look up New Mexico. Everybody's got homework for the week. Go look up New Mexico State men's basketball controversy right now. Let's move into the NFL Week 14 pick show. I'll gas him up a little bit here. Maddie's on a streak. Maddie's in first place.
He hates it, Maddie.
Hey, listen, I had 3 years, so you know what? That's okay. I can live with it. I'll hand it off for 1 year. I'll regroup. I'll be back next year. Maddie is at 46, 40, and 2. Pigoy is in second at 41, 35, and 2. I am in third at 33 and 45. And Zach keeps forgetting to put his picks in.
Did you say 46 and 40?
That's what I have.
How am I at 46 and 40? That'd be way more games than I just had.
Well, okay. That's not my math. I did not do the math on yours. That's on Pigoy. So hang on. Give me a second. You are at 46, 30, and 2. You can thank Pigoy for that.
46, 30, and 2. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's just absurd numbers.
You should be selling these picks.
These are free. The shit's free.
Should be selling them.
46, 30, and 2. Wow.
I can't believe that Pigoy went for the sabotage there like that.
Yeah, I see what's going on, Pigoy.
Yeah, it sounds like a real booty move.
He's riding
that's a low blow.
He's riding a hot one with the Vikings right now.
Yeah. We'll let him go for this one. Andy's colorblind and always screws up our.
That's 60%, over 60%.
Awfully impressive. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Does anybody want to start with their noon games?
I will go with my noon games. I have Eagles -7 at the Giants. What?
So no, that's my computer. Sorry.
And then Bengals -5.5 versus Browns. Did you get those for me?
Eagles -7, Bengals -5.5.
Yes.
You got it.
Eagles are unbelievable right now.
Yeah, I keep betting against them, and it keeps costing me. It's not going great. Are you on the Bengals just because their Decembers the last 2 years have been insane?
That and the Browns stink.
Yeah, the Browns are bad. The Browns are bad.
That's sufficient.
Maddie, you want to go with yours?
Yeah. First one up is one I've already hit twice now. I hit it at 2.5, and I played again at 2. The Detroit Lions at home. It just seems like such a sucker number. It looks like they're trying to beg you to take the 10-2 Vikings as a 2-point road dog. Against the lowly Detroit Lions who are 5-7. Everybody, if you're paying attention, the Lions are starting to play really good football. And I think 2 points, basically covered by a field goal at home. I think that's a good play there. On the flip side, another favorite I like, another division favorite, and it's another one like may seem like a weird number, but I like the Bills -10 against the Jets. I think the Jets been playing close games. They're starting to look like a team. They got Mike White bringing the little bit of a recharge to the organization, thinking they got a little bit. They've got another resurgence of the season after they benched Zach Wilson. The 10 is, again, it's another one of those where it just seems like one of those numbers that they're just begging you to take the Jets. So I'm gonna go Oppo on that. I'm gonna take the Bills.
So you got Vikings +2.5 and Bills -10.
Lions -2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lions -2. It's -2 right now for
Yep.
As of about 15 minutes ago, I can confirm. And also the Bills -10.
Gotcha. I am on the opposite side of you on that. I got the Vikings +2.5. I refuse to believe in the Lions. I know I should, but I can't find it in my heart to. I know it's a sucker line, but I'm also a sucker. And I continue to not believe what the Vikings are doing, but they just get it done every week, and I do think they're going to win this one.
As Frank the Tank said, they may be the worst 10-2 team in the history of football.
Yeah, but they're still 10-2 at the end of the day. Just because but it doesn't matter. They're 10-2. They get it done, and
Kirk Cousins though. Every time
the 10-2 Kirk Cousins. I'm starting to believe.
Kirk Cousins is lucky. He's got Justin Jeffries.
That helps a lot.
He's so good.
That goes a long way.
With names tonight.
He's so good.
And another underdog, and I know this probably seems like a sucker line. I'll take the Ravens +2. I know that they're a better football team than
Lamar
Pittsburgh.
may not be playing, though, most likely not playing.
I'll still take Huntley. I don't know. I think they got too many weapons. I think they're defensive.
Just let you know.
I don't think Baltimore's the sucker side there. To be honest with you, I kind of was looking at that game too, and I was looking at Baltimore as well. I didn't take it, obviously, but I don't think Baltimore's the sucker side on that one.
All right. Well, I like that even more then. Let's jump into the afternoons. Anybody want to go first?
Yes, I have the Seahawks -4.5 against the Panthers. Well, they got Sam Darnold starting. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
And then the Chiefs -9.5 against the Broncos in Denver. The Broncos, bad. The Chiefs, they're getting hot. Well, they've been hot.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been cold in a long time. So I know this is dumb. I'm on the opposite side of that. I think it's a home dog, that many points. I just keep telling myself at some point
Broncos.
The Broncos are going to figure it out, and they haven't done it. And we're in week 14.
Bronco Nation. That's right.
Yeah, I hate myself, but I'm taking that one. And Zach, I'll do you one better. The Seahawks are -3.5 right here, and I'm also going to take that. So that gets that down from -4. So I will take the Seahawks as well.
I'm going to fade you both. I'm going to take Carolina in that one myself. I don't know why. I just don't. There's something that's I'm trying to avoid those odd numbers, and that one seems like it's another one where it's like Seattle should fucking murder that team.
It's just why, like tonight, I thought you should bet the Rams. You got a new quarterback coming in. Anything can happen. It's something crazy thing. Sam Darnold could have the game of his life.
Right. You're not wrong. So I'm going to take Carolina as the dog in that one, and then I'm also going to take the 49ers laying 3.5 against Tampa. I think Tampa is a fraud of all frauds. I think last week's win against the Saints on Monday night was an ultimate fraud win.
Well, the Saints stink too. People forget that.
Right. And I think if I totally agree with you, and I think if Tampa loses that game, this line's like 7-8 points. I think this 3.5 is a way overcorrection from what that Tampa team actually is.
Yeah, my only worry is it's Tom Brady
well,
versus Brock Hardy or whatever his name is.
Brock Purdy. That's
Purdy, yeah.
Pigoy's guy that from last year we both had Heisman futures on him, and then he tanked.
That's right.
Actually, it was probably before October. Brocktober, baby. Yeah, so that's Niners -3.5 for me.
Moving to the Sunday night game, we got the Dolphins and the Chargers. The Dolphins are the favorite at -3. Even though I think they're on the road. Yeah, it's in LA. I'll take the Dolphins. I cannot get behind the Chargers. I want to believe in them, but like they just seem to fall in their face. Like it's Justin Herbert living up to the expectation that everybody had for him. So far, I still don't see it. So give me the Fins.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins.
Maddie?
Can I have the over in this one instead? 'Cause I really like the over personally. Points. I think are coming in that game. I'm going to take the home dog. Fuck it. I think it's another one of those just fucking weird lines. Like Miami is a team I really like. I think Miami is a team that could win the Super Bowl, but only 3 points at home. It just I'm gonna go against I'm just trying to go against the obvious. What I think might be the obvious. So that's all. That's no reason beyond that in this game.
And Monday night, we got a kind of a stinker. The Patriots and the Cardinals. Patriots a 1.5 point favorite. I'm just going with the Cardinals because they're at home. This game stinks.
Patriots.
Cardinals,
bad.
I'm riding Zach. That Cardinals team's a joke.
It just doesn't even seem like they're having fun.
yeah.
It's like every game they're like out there. Oh, we gotta play.
That team's gross.
We gotta play again. Oh.
Cliff Kingsbury, I think, is a dead man walking.
He's a rich man walking.
Yeah, that's true.
Rich, good-looking man walking.
Yeah, that's
I think he's all right.
Generational wealth already.
He'll be just fine. As always, we wrap things up here with the TCF top 3. And this week is one I think we've probably been through before, but who doesn't love ice cream? So we got the top 3 ice cream flavors. Does anybody want to go first?
I'll go first.
Let's hear it.
I have a question, though. This may be tough. Is chocolate chip cookie dough, is that a flavor?
I'll give it to you.
Okay, I'll take
1,000% a flavor.
I'll take chocolate chip cookie dough.
That's great.
Technically, you just put like cookie dough into the ice cream, but still.
It doesn't matter. That's a flavor. That's like order that. You could go to an ice cream shop and order that. It's 1,000,000% a flavor.
I'll take that. It's my favorite.
Anybody, Matt, do you want the 2 or the wrap?
If Boomy would have vetoed that, I would have vetoed his veto.
No, that's a good pick. Matt, you want the wrap or the 2?
Yeah, I want the wrap.
I need to stop giving you the option there. I'll go with, because I worry about you taking my actual favorite here, but I'll go with my gut. It's probably my second favorite stock flavor. But I'm gonna go with cookies and cream. You love one that's got the Oreo bits in it. I love a good.
Should have done it, Maddie.
Unbelievable.
You gotta love the little Oreo bits. I'm all in on cookies.
You had your raccoon taste. I didn't think would go anywhere near that.
My raccoon taste? You two have the raccoon taste here, not me.
Oh, come on.
I have the most refined palate on this show.
Yeah, right. I've seen you eat.
Me?
I've seen what you eat. Mister, I could just eat a bunch of Taco Bell. I'll be fine.
Okay, that's in a pinch.
No.
Actually, and that's a bad example. I haven't had Taco Bell in 2 months.
I'm just saying, you said you can eat anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because my stomach can handle it.
No.
All right, Maddie, get 2.
I'm going to take an old man flavor, and it's pralines and cream.
That's a good pick.
Pralines is good. Like the caramel, the nut, the candied praline. It's got the good extra sweet.
I'm going to have to be totally honest. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's a left tackle pick, Maddie.
It's a staple. It's a great ice cream, Zach. Go try it. You'll love it. Guaranteed. Pralines and cream. You may see a praline pecan as well. It's very good. Very similar. Very good. The other one, I'm going to go. It's kind of a newer flavor, but you're seeing more and more brands. And if I have to pick a specific brand, I'll even tell you. The Tillamook one is really good, and that's a Monster Cookie. Monster. It's fucking take a Monster Cookie, blend it up, and throw it in ice cream. I want to say it's a peanut butter flavored ice cream too. It's fucking dynamite.
I like the sound of that. And All right. So my second round pick, I might get roasted for this, but I've always been a fan of this flavor. It's still, I still enjoy it as an adult, and that's mint chocolate chip. I love
Can't
mint
go
chocolate
wrong.
chip. So
Wait,
It's a cutter
Oh,
on the
yeah, it goes
inside
back to you, you're right.
part of the plate. That's a
yeah,
beautiful thing.
I feel like it's polarizing
It's
too.
so
right?
refreshing. It's so refreshing on like an extra hot day, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love mint chocolate chip, and it's one I like. The first ice cream I remember, like that was my flavor. Like I always had
Best ice cream on like a 90+ degree day.
100%. That's a great way to put it. Zach, you get 2 here.
I'm going Rocky Road,
I was hoping that would be there.
and then I'm gonna go butter pecan.
So Zach, butter pecan and Matt's picked the pralines that they're
When he said pecan, I was like, I'm in.
It's similar to butter pecan. I love butter pecan. That would have been my next pick if it made it back to me. So yeah, if you like butter pecan, you would love pralines for sure.
Ooh,
Yeah,
right.
I think so too. Do you guys object to me taking like a specific kind of Ben and Jerry's?
No,
Do
not
what you
at all.
gotta do.
I have a specific brand coming up too. So
all right, I'm gonna go with fish food from Ben and Jerry's. You get the chocolate with I think it's marshmallow and a caramel mix, and then you get the chunky pieces that look like fish. It was the first Ben and Jerry's I ever tried, and it's kind of that go-to. Like what I like to do is I'll get like a different flavor of Ben and Jerry's that I've never tried before, but I always get a fish food as well. Just kind of the old tried and true. So can't go wrong there.
In case the one isn't very good, you can at least have one is good.
Exactly. That's why I'm overweight, because I think like that.
I'm overweight because I love ice cream, and the draft is right up my alley. So.
Amen to that.
Am I up?
Yep.
All right, I'm going specific flavor. It's Kemp's ice cream, Kemp's Dairy. I think they're a Wisconsin staple. But their flavor of Scotcheroo is the best store-bought ice cream you can find on the planet. I was saving it for the third round because I knew no one was going to touch it. I don't know anybody who else really talked about it, but it's my favorite ice cream that I've ever gotten from a store. I'll read off the label of what it is. It is butterscotch flavored ice cream with peanut butter swirl, chocolate flakes, and oatmeal pieces.
Ooh.
So it's like those little oatmeal butterscotch bars that have the chocolate ice, chocolate frosting on top. It's basically take that and throw it with peanut butter swirl in an ice cream, and it's dynamite. So
sounds
if
incredible.
You can find it, I've gotten it at Jewel a few times. It's not always there though, so it's kind of like a random. You see it, you buy 2, 3, whatever your freezer holds.
Matt, I'm going to need you to text me a picture of this brand. I've never heard of it.
Scotcheroo Kemp's ice cream. It's dynamite. Yeah, very good.
Any ones we missed that you guys can come up with off the top of your head?
Cookies and cream's like my favorite. There's a blueberry waffle cone is a good one. It's got like waffle cone pieces and blueberry flavored ice cream. It's good.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know about you guys. Have you guys tried any of I think they're called Talenti. They're supposed to be like gelato. They're like the clear. No, dude, they're so good. You're a dummy. They are so good. They're so expensive. They're like $7 for one thing of ice cream, but I love them. The layered ones.
Garbaggio. I do like frozen yogurt. Frozen yogurts, there's some good ones. Like peanut butter tracks ice cream is good. Moose tracks is good. Bunny tracks. There's a bunny tracks, I think, too.
And my other favorite Ben and Jerry's is the Tonight Dough. It's the one that's got, I think, Jimmy Fallon on it, but it's got like brownie bites. Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong with Jimmy Fallon.
Booby probably likes Neapolitan ice cream.
No, that was rude.
He's just not very funny.
That was unnecessary. All right. You can call me, all right, raccoon taste, and you'd be wrong, but that was just uncalled for.
I'm one of those, like, if I get Neapolitan, if it's in the freezer, I'm eating the strawberry and the vanilla and the chocolate stays. Dude. Chocolate ice cream.
Wow. Now I feel really good about you not liking Talenti. That's a bad take.
That's a wild take, Manny.
Wild take. But that Tonight Dough one has like cookies, like Zach said, the cookie dough, brownie in it, and there's like one other thing, like cookie pieces. It's like every kind of like add-in you
Cookie
could have.
explosion.
Yeah, it's almost a little too much, but that's a solid one. I'm a big fan of Ben & Jerry's, so really I'll try just about anything they put
It's
out.
like ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream's awesome. Ice cream's the best. I like the novelty ones, like the ice cream sandwiches, the fucking the cookie sandwich, like the Chipwich.
Oh,
Chipwich
yeah.
is good. Yeah, this is so many options. It's great.
Let us know what
best aisle in the grocery store, bar none.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, if we're
It's not
doing
even
top,
close.
that's the next podcast is top 3 grocery store aisles.
Can't wait. I'm so excited for that. Spent way too much time at the grocery store. Let us know what your favorite ice cream flavors are. But thank you for joining us on episode 153. Thank you to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure you check them out at connectroasters.com or on Twitter at Connect Roasters. You can find us anywhere you get your podcasts, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Google Podcasts. We are there. If you can leave a review or a 5-star rating, please do so. We would greatly appreciate it. We are on Facebook and Instagram. Just type in Typical Chicago Fans into the search bar and give those pages a like and a follow. Make sure you check out our YouTube page, Typical Chicago Fans. Hit the red subscribe button. And then, of course, on Twitter at typical_Chicago. I am Boomy at BoomyTCF. We got Zach at Lilia TCF. And, of course, Maddie at schools_01. Give us all a follow there. And thank you for joining us. That was episode 153 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.